Hello Canterbury, it is Thursday the 14th of August. How are you? Are you keeping warm? My, it's chilly out there. Now yesterday, as we know, we met the two wonderful gentlemen behind the beautiful book, The Silent Division, and I'm very happy that we have the winners that called in. We're actually inundated with callers. Now the first winner is Monique Craig, congratulations, and Lynette Wills. So Marianne will be in contact with you very shortly to get those books to you. Now I am a Canterbury girl, but I tell you what, I am the old Southlander at heart, and the cheese rolls. If you want a good cheese roll, you go to Southland. And I'm just a little quietly excited because apparently in Gore there is the deep fried cheese roll. Oh my goodness, what a dream. But my question is it okay still to put the butter on top, or would that be double bad? I don't know, but if you're going to Gore, check out the old post office. Apparently that's where they are, so yummo. Well, coming up on today's show, we are again finding out some more history behind that wonderful business Millers, which would be great. And I, yesterday, had the privilege of catching up with the World Vision director in Gaza. We had an interview via Skype, so I look forward to sharing that with you. And we meet Gavin Hipkins, who is a director of a wonderful film that's being featured in the International Film Festival. But my first guest, you will recognise her. Yes, she is one of the hosts of Loose Lips, and funny enough, will be airing tonight. But today, B, you're wearing a different hat.
I am. It's an invisible hat.
It is an invisible hat. Welcome.
I wear several hats, Andrea, and this is one I'm very proud to wear, actually, representing the Family Help Trust, which is a not-for-profit that prevents child abuse and child death in Christchurch and Canterbury. So I'm here to talk to you today about an amazing fundraising event that we have. It's our annual fundraising event, the only one that we have every year. Wow. And it's called the Cunningham-Taylor Business Lunch. We call it Food for Thought, actually, because it's an amazing lunch opportunity and it's a great opportunity to think about the cause that we're fundraising for.
And I think we've got a picture of it from last year, B, which would be quite neat to have a shot of that. So a luncheon, and yeah, exactly, a big fundraiser once a year, because it takes a lot to fundraise, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously you've seen the success in the luncheon.
It's absolutely wonderful, and we've been doing this for 7 years now, so we think we've got it fairly fine-tuned.
Well-oiled.
Fairly well-oiled. And the way it works is it's pitched at the business community, so ideal for small business owners, SMEs, big corporations, anyone in business in Christchurch and Canterbury is very welcome to come along. We have the best speakers you could possibly have of interest to the business community, and for 7 years it's been Bill English.
Oh, great.
For the first year, we had Bill teamed up with Michael Cullen, which was really awesome.
Oh, fantastic, yeah.
So there were a lot of fireworks going on there, which was great. Since then, it was sort of the Bill show for a few years, and this year we're back to doing the double header again.
Wow.
We have David Parker, who's of course Labour Party's finance spokesperson. So basically, they're there talking about the economy. They're talking about things that are of real relevance to Christchurch and Canterbury business people.
And how timely.
How timely. And just in time for the election, just in time for us all to find out what we need to know to make those election decisions.
So how do we get involved? We think, oh, actually, our business, this is something that we could actually benefit from it, or maybe take a team to it. How can we actually come along and support? Straight
away, go to the Family Help Trust website, which is www.familyhelptrust.org.nz, and you can buy tickets right there on the website. They are also listed in the phone book. They have a phone number. You can ring them and they'd be happy to talk to you on the phone. You can buy single tickets. You can buy tables. Single tickets are $95 plus GST. A beautiful three-course lunch with fine wines. You have pre-lunch drinks. You get a chance to meet the VIPs.
Oh, there's no just sandwiches and a cup of tea,
Absolutely not. This is top-notch stuff, Andrea. It's great, honestly. And you get to experience them speaking about relevant issues. You find out a bit more about the Family Help Trust as well. And you can book a table of 10 for $850 plus GST, so really very affordable. Yeah. Great way to recognise those significant staff in your business, or to host clients. A lot of people are looking for opportunities to host their really high-level clients, and this is a great event for that.
And maybe stepping also outside that, great way to network.
Absolutely. The networking that happens is very interesting. You know, pre-lunch drinks, everyone's into it. You can see them all chatting and milling about.
Yeah.
And then over the lunch tables, of course, there's lots of chat going on, and afterwards as well. And we always have a significant number of VIPs attending. You know, last year we had Leanne Dalzell came.
Fantastic.
We had Dame Margaret Beasley. Mary Devine was there, Humphrey Ralston was there, Graham Ewing, who's a really great and very successful local business person. So, and you know, we have nearly 200 people in the room. So high level, influential movers and shakers.
We like that moving and shaking.
We do.
So B, why does it make you move and shake this trust? Because obviously it comes from your heart and you're very passionate about it. So why do you keep on doing it?
Yeah, gosh, I love it. It's been a great fit for me. They're a fantastic program of support for vulnerable families, and I think what's different about them is that they offer a program of support for 5 years. So oftentimes vulnerable families sort of get a little bit of money thrown their way, and it's like, you know, oh, pull your socks up, or a couple of visits or whatever. This program with the Family Help Trust, they identify highly vulnerable children, sometimes before birth. So they may already be coming into a family that has real issues. And then that child will be supported for the first 5 years of their life by a trained social worker coming in, assisting them with parenting skills, the sort of thing that you and I would just take for granted, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking about families here that come from multiple vulnerable factors, high unemployment, poverty, perhaps prison time, substance abuse issues, physical and sexual abuse issues in the family, high levels of vulnerability. So they really, really need help.
B, thank you so much for coming in today, and such a worthwhile cause. I can see the passion in your eyes, and so I wish you all the best at luncheon, and make sure you do make contact. It'll be a great, great avenue for any business, or if you just want to go along yourself. Well, stay with us, because after the break, as promised, we're catching up with Millers.
Meet the latest arrivals at Berlin's 2 animal parks and find out what it takes to be a zoo baby in a modern zoo. Zoo Juniors. Wednesday nights at 8 p.m, right here on CTV.
Undergone home renovations? Looking for that special something to complete a room? Look no further than the Hitching Post. Their extensive range ensures you can find that special something. From plasma cut metalwork, to candles, artwork, weather vanes, or even a customised gate. So come on down to the Hitching Post, 722 Marshland Road.
Hi, I'm Steve and welcome to Carpet Kingdom. At Carpet Kingdom we stock a massive range of carpets, and we're also the largest vinyl stockist in the South Island. And not only do we have an excellent range in store, but you can purchase our stock online. We offer free measuring quotes, we have our own installation team, we ship nationwide, so come on down and see us at Carpet Kingdom. 312 Wilsons Road in Waltham, just off Brougham Street, or visit us online at carpetkingdom.co.nz.
Warm yourself up with a delicious wintry meal at Hinton's Restaurant and Vineyard. Let the flavours of the country linger in your mouth long after your plates and glasses have been cleared. Enjoy an afternoon of comfort and class with great people. Hinton's Restaurant and Vineyard.
With all the latest innovations in the world of technology, Shift has everything you need to stay informed and in the know. Shift, 2:15 on Monday, right here on CTV.
Well, we all know Millers as a wonderful, long-standing business in Canterbury, but we're obviously giving the opportunity to find out much more about the history, and today is no exception. We are at the Millers Emporium in Churm Street, which opened in 1939.
The Churm Street Millers Emporium was opened in 1939. Other business owners discarded Leslie Miller's decisions, claiming he wouldn't stay in business more than 6 months because of his off-the-beaten-track building and decision to build on the outskirts of the main shopping area. However, Miller had plans to offer such a modern service and merchandise that these opinions would soon be proven wrong. The Churm Street Emporium was notable for the beamless floor slab designs which lay upon reinforced concrete. The spectacular design meant there could be large gaps between columns, giving an open and spacious feel to the building. The building was made up of approximately 9,145 cubic metres of concrete and 740 tonnes of steel, and had a floor space of approximately 3 3/4 acres. The engineers calculated that if the steel was to be laid out in a straight line, it would cover a distance of 350 kilometres. The ground and first floor of the building were originally dedicated to retail and administration departments, the second and third to manufacturing, and the fourth floor and rooftop were dedicated to recreational use for staff. The building boasted the most modern facilities, claiming the best lighting for machinists and air conditioning that guaranteed to provide air as fresh as one could find in the mountains.
The air conditioning was different from what you find today. It was a massive fan with like radiator grills on the outside going from the floor to the ceiling, and the fan sucked in the air from outside, and through the radiators artesian water was poured.
Employees were able to spend time using the main recreational facilities, including a cafeteria, staff dining room, and a variety of indoor games. Another modern feature the Emporium held was having a trained nurse on staff and a first aid facility to take care of any possible injury. This was extremely rare in the 1930s, and the St John Ambulance headquarters was the only other place in Christchurch offering similar facilities. Possibly one of the most attractive features of the building from a customer's point of view was that Millers installed the first escalator in the South Island and one of the first in the country.
It was the first in the South Island and the longest in New Zealand. It's a real novelty to Canterbury people, and I still get people coming to me and say that their first experience of going into Millers was going up in the escalator.
It was capable of transferring over 6,000 people per hour and operated between the ground floor and the first floor. Initially, the interest in the escalator brought swarms of people who just wanted to have a look. However, increases in sales would prove that they left with more than they intended. Another attraction to Millers was the installation of Christchurch's first milk bar, which claimed the title of the most modern in New Zealand at the time in 1939. Above the milk bar was also a tea lounge, which ran along the side of the building, offering stunning street views. Miller's modern facility was also very economical, with every design, layout and machine perfectly situated for optimum production. At the time, there was not one machine in use that was more than 3 years old. This allowed Millers to keep prices low, but still offer the best possible quality. During World War II, Millers were credited as the largest supplier of uniforms to the New Zealand Army, producing approximately 60,000 battle dress uniforms annually.
The only thing is that the battle dress uniforms of those days, from memory, there's 100 parts in the uniform and 30 buttons. It was quite an elaborate manufacturing exercise to put them together.
All of Miller's staff who were drafted into the war were guaranteed their jobs upon their return. Due to the number of men who left New Zealand to fight in the war and the huge number of battle dresses made by Millers, they inevitably suffered a staff shortage. As a result, the executives were approached by Leslie Miller and were asked to work in the factory, helping to manufacture the uniforms for soldiers. Executive staff members worked in the factory from 8 a.m. to noon. Their own work, which they had to do in the afternoon and sometimes the evening, was regarded as of secondary consideration. The executives were asked some months prior to starting the work if they were happy to do so, and every man readily agreed. They also agreed to come back to work at night to learn the new jobs before actually starting in the factory, a testament to the strong work ethos of the men who worked at Millers. At the time, nearly 3/4 of the total output of the factory was for military purposes. In 1944, Millers was once again the talk of the town thanks to their coloured towel sale. Because of the follow-on effects of the war and rationing restrictions, towels were extremely scarce in New Zealand at the time.
The crowd of people down the street, down to Manchester Street, they used to take some of the people who fainted, they took them up to the counter and sprayed soda water on them.
Because of the regulations imposed by the government stating that all retailers had to gain approval before importing and supplying towels, the government did not approve, and Miller had announced to the public that they did not have the 4,500 towels they had previously advertised. Next time, Miller's adapts to the post-war economy.
Great, isn't it? He's seeing all the behind the scenes of such a wonderful business. Well, stay with me after the break. It is the International Film Festival, and I meet director Kevin Hipkins.
Let's face it, everyone has an agenda. And guess what? So do I. Every week, I'll pick 3 stories that grab my attention.
Agenda with me, Brent Goff.
It's Blackwell's Holden Demolition Sale, with prices on selected demonstrators that'll blow you away. Cruise SRIV $31,990, Farina CDX $21,990, Captiva CX Diesel $39,990, Holden Spark $14,990, and Trax LTZ $31,990. The clock's ticking. These prices could blow any second. Call Blackwell's Holden Softburn today.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, the naturopath here at Staywell Pharmacy. Working with the pharmacist, I use herbal and nutritional medicine to recommend natural alternatives for your health. This can be to counteract any side effects of your medication, general health advice, or natural options for you and your family. I'm also available for consultations. So come in and see us at Staywell Pharmacy, 27 Shands Road, Hornby. Staywell Pharmacy, live well, stay well.
Al Jazeera News. International news right off the satellite, bringing you up-to-the-minute coverage of world events. Al Jazeera News. Weekday mornings at 6 o'clock. Right here on CTV.
Well, if you're looking to fill your time, then a wonderful way to do that is the International Film Festival. I'm very, very grateful that the first movie that we'll be looking at with its director Kevin Hipkins is Erewhon. Let's have a look at the trailer now.
A glance. I was not on the main range. Another glance. There was an awful river, muddy and horribly angry, roaring over an immense riverbed. Another glance. And then I remained motionless. Time walks beside us and flings back shutters as we advance. But the light thus given often dazzles us and deepens the darkness which is in front. On the subject of mechanical law, they gave me a reprinted copy of the work which brought the revolution about. The Erewhonians regard death with less abhorrence than disease. As for what we call death, they argue that too much has been made of it.
Wow, that voice. Kevin, my goodness.
The voice of Mia Blake.
Yeah, voice of an angel.
She's enchanting, isn't she?
Very, very enchanting. And congratulations on your first feature film that will be airing tonight at Hoyts in Northlands at 6:15 and 11 o'clock tomorrow night.
11 tomorrow morning, yeah, the
11 tomorrow
matinee
morning?
we've got. Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay, we'll get that correct. Well, congratulations, and let's get to the bones of it. Why make a feature film? Because it was actually a book published, wasn't it? In 1872?
1872, that's right. So it's a book well known in certain circles, published by, written by Samuel Butler, first published anonymously. And this book to date has not been made into a film. So I literally 2 years ago came across the book, and I knew about the book. I think a lot of New Zealanders know about this publication, but they haven't necessarily read it. So it literally fell off the bookshelf in front of me at the library, and I thought, this means something. So, so many of the lines and so many of the ideas of Butler's writing from 1872 have dated so well that it was really necessary, I thought, to somehow activate this. And my background as a photographer, so it made sense to start to put some pictures to these words.
Amazing. So tell us, how long did the project take though, from the time that it fell off the shelf?
Yeah, well, it was, in terms of feature film-length world, it's been pretty economical. It's been 2 years from conception and funding. We got some funding support from Creative New Zealand to premiere. It played in Auckland, then Wellington. Via Edinburgh, we had a screening in Edinburgh as part of the Arts Festival just 2 weekends ago, which was terrific. Now it's in the South Island. And in a way it's come home to the Canterbury region where, again, you know, this is, Erewhon is in Canterbury, and Butler was positioned up there in Mesopotamia. So it's, in a sense, come home. And a lot of the landscape motifs, a lot of the footage and other material come from both Christchurch and Canterbury and Otago region.
But there was some filming overseas as well?
There was some filming overseas. I won't give away the ending, which is quite prophetic, but I did have to go to Queensland and the Gold Coast and do some filming. And I also managed to integrate some elements from northern India. And the idea was that the title, Erewhon, is an anagram for the word nowhere. And so what it couldn't be is filmed in one specific place. It had to be a hybrid. It had to be collected from different places, from different landscapes and brought together.
Okay, well, congratulations. I think you should be very proud of it, and we look forward to the next feature film from Gavin Hipkins.
Thank you very much.
So enjoy tonight and tomorrow
Appreciate
as well.
it.
Oh, that's
Thank
no
you.
problem at all. Well, what a wonderful show today. Now, our interview is now going to play that we had via Skype. That was yesterday. It was recorded, as you know, 72-hour ceasefire in Gaza. Enjoy this interview with World Vision. Now it is 6:30 in Jerusalem, and I am very proudly joined by Alex Snari, who is the National Director of World Vision Projects in Jerusalem, the West Bank, Gaza, and also is a Kiwi. So kia ora from Christchurch to Gaza.
Yeah, kia ora. How are you?
Good. Thanks for making the time to have this interview through the 72-hour ceasefire, which is still in place. What is the current situation in Gaza at the moment? Alex, can you give us a taste of what it really is like there, living there?
Yeah, sure. During these periods of ceasefire this week and last week, we were able to get out around to some of the worst affected areas, and the destruction is terrible in many neighborhoods. Entire blocks of houses are gone, reduced to rubble. We still have very large numbers of displaced people who are sheltering in UNRWA schools, or they've been able to find a garage or a storeroom or something. And recently I was with a family of 32, extended family with 16 children in a tiny little room, and they've been there for the last 20 days, and 5 of the children were sick. They have no toilets, no water supply. It's extremely hot this time of year, and so in these cramped conditions, you can understand the health risks. And this family had just been surviving sort of hand to mouth before we hooked them up with our food distribution program. So it's, even with the ceasefire, and even if the ceasefire does continue, the humanitarian crisis also is continuing, and it will take some time before these people get the help that they need.
How does the conflict differ from the events of 2010, Alex?
Yeah, there's a very different magnitude of humanitarian crisis. You know, last time when you traveled through Gaza, you would see, you know, a house destroyed here and then a house destroyed there. You didn't see entire neighborhoods that had been shelled and absolutely destroyed. The number of displaced people was nowhere near the magnitude it is this time. I think the intensity of the conflict, artillery bombardments and these sort of things has affected the communities and people and children at a much more significant level.
So what is World Vision doing to help those in need in Gaza, Alex?
Yeah, up until now it's been extremely difficult because of the ongoing fighting, and our staff are just as affected as anybody else. But even in the midst, we started our work even before the first ceasefire, working with small groups of children, providing psychosocial care, helping them to cope with the ongoing security threats and the bombing by planes and the artillery shelling. We've been getting small groups together for food distribution. It's too dangerous during these times to get many people together, but we've been working quietly in local neighborhoods to provide care. Now with the ceasefire, we've been able to significantly increase those activities in the last few days. We've now got 15 psychosocial centres with about 1,500 kids in the program.
Heard that.
Sorry?
Heard that, my goodness. Yeah.
So they're getting assistance now, and we've been able to ramp up our food distributions. So those are the two main food, hygiene kits, and psychosocial care for children. Those are the major focuses of our program. And so far we've been able to reach over 10,000 people in the last week or two.
Thank you very much, Alex, for your time. You can go and enjoy your breakfast now. Of course, if we simply need to go onto the World Vision website and show how we can give assistance to Gaza, I thank you for your time. And he kōnera from New Zealand, Canterbury.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you for all your support. Thank you.
And it was wonderful catching up with Alex, and a big thank you to all the team here that made it happen via Skype. We'll see you tomorrow.